Right now we're on the Pineville Bed Tower project for Atrium Health here in Charlotte, Pineville.
We had just completed a similar bed tower project that was traditionally built, stick built on exterior masonry construction. At that point in time, we started to think that there had to be a better way to improve speed of market.
There's a lot of waste in construction, and prefabrication helps us eliminate that waste, both in design and in construction. So on this particular project, Atrium Health wanted prefabrication, and they challenged us to do as much prefabrication as we could do.
Healthcare's not cheap. You all know that. How can we be good stewards of the dollars? And that is by assembling a team early and prefabricating components, designing a building with prefabrication in mind, where in the past it's been design the building, then look at it and say, what can we prefabricate? The thought process has to change.
Prefabrication in this part of the world is relatively new. Never been done in Charlotte before. So for us to be able to do that, our VDC department needed to grow.
VDC, or Virtual Design and Construction, is the process of taking plans for a project and putting them into 3D in a building where you can really see what you're going to do before we even start building it in the field. We have been able to create a rack that can be replicated over and over again. It's allowed us to build the racks in a warehouse on the ground so they can really pick up speed and install them quickly. And then once we bring them out to the field, so much of the system is already put together that we can lift up a large portion of what the overhead would typically be all at once, which really eliminates a lot of the time that we have invested and allows us to reduce the amount of labor and the workers that we have out on a job site. Our end goal really is to just help reduce the amount of time and materials used on a project to deliver them to the owner sooner.
We immediately told ourselves we don't want to do prefab just for the sake of doing prefab. I mean, it's kind of a trendy thing to say that nowadays. We wanted to make sure it brought benefits to the project.
First and foremost is safety. Prefabrication, when you're in a controlled environment and everybody's working at waist level and ergonomically it's better for them, it's just much safer. Second thing is quality. When you're, again, in a controlled environment, you do a much better job with making all the connections properly, making sure things are fastened properly, and you get a higher quality product. It also helps from a schedule standpoint because you can start this work a lot sooner. So these bathroom pods were actually under construction while we were still coming out of the ground on this structure. So that would never happen if you were stick building. Same thing with the overhead racks that's behind me. Those all started several months ago, way before the building was ready for those racks to go in.
What I think you're going to see here, not only in the Charlotte market, but other markets, is you're going to see a lot more prefabrication that takes place. The advantages to it become clearer and clearer as skilled labor becomes harder and harder to find.
This project gave us the opportunity to introduce prefabrication to the subcontractors in Charlotte. And so our hope is that they learn from this project and want to do this on other projects and help us convince other owners that this is the right thing to do.
Getting brought into something with this level of complexity was really exciting for us because Rodgers Builders is one of the premier contractors in our area and in the state.
So we know there's a shortage of labor in the industry. We're going to have to get smarter. We're going to have to use our labor more efficiently. MSS thinks the future of commercial HVAC is prefabricated efforts. We can do more in our warehouse quicker with the same amount of guys.
10 years ago, if you looked at prefabrication in the electrical industry as a whole, it was more of a contractual obligation. Now this is a mindset. And now it's what can't we prefab?
As tradespeople, we're proud in our work, we're proud with what we do. It takes a lot of planning, it takes a lot of time invested in the project, but at the end of the day, this project will come in under budget and significantly under budget based on the type of project that it is.
It's wildly successful. You can see it here. I mean, the accuracy of those compared to the model are incredible. So the success of these racks really is contributed to Rodgers Builders and the trade partners of Performance Fire, Precision Plumbing, Adams Electric, and MSS. Without them, this would not have been possible.
But it's just amazing what we've been able to accomplish here on this job with this team. To be doing it for the first time, I'm just real proud of the effort that went into this project.